Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the things no one told me regarding miscarriage. I'm going to talk about the fact that the loss felt like a loss, like it wasn't just a sadness or something I was upset about. I felt like I had lost a baby. I know I expected to feel hurt and sad and like broken, but I didn't know that I would feel like I'd lost a person, a human, a baby, a child, and I felt like that on every single one of my miscarriages. And now, a few years later, after speaking to quite a few women, they all felt like that too. There's only a few women that I've spoken to that associate the loss of a baby differently to me. With the D&C procedure, that was a bit different. That was my second loss, and I was really upset that nobody told me that there were stages where I was going to have to be on my own. When I went in to have the procedure in the hospital, that was a real shock, and I remember sitting on the side of the bed shaking like a leaf because it was not a time for me to be on my own, and I was left there, and it was really, really frightening for me. And I hope that, you know, maybe that's resolved now a few years later. Maybe you can have someone with you. I'm not sure, but I was really angry that I was made to feel alone just before I went to go in for a procedure which meant my baby was going to be removed from my belly. Next thing I would say is that nobody told me that it would possibly affect my relationship as much as it did. All three were very different, but the first one was the worst. I pushed my other half away. I got very angry towards him. It was sort of like a bit of resentment almost, but I think I resented everybody. I didn't expect that either. It was a very, very hard time, and I didn't expect it to have such an input in my life as much as it did. It affected mine and Reese's relationship a lot, and it took a lot to stay together. All three times. It wasn't just, you know, the first time and then we got used to it the next two times. It was tough each time round and very different each time round. Next would be, it's very hard. I mean, nobody can prepare you for a miscarriage or a pregnancy loss. It's something everyone will handle differently. You can't say that the way I handled something is going to be the way someone else handled things, because everyone's emotions are very different, everyone's thoughts are different, opinions are different, and yeah, you can't just pinpoint, you know, this is how you handle a miscarriage, because that's nonsense. I wish someone had prepared me for what I potentially would see when I miscarried, because I'm sure if you've miscarried at home in, you know, fairly early stages, that it was still going to be hard. People say, you know, miscarry naturally, or, you know, it's just a little bit of blood. It's really, in some cases, not, and I wasn't prepared for some of the things that I saw, and they came as a real shock and was very upsetting. Nobody told me that miscarrying babies would affect my whole life. It's not something that, for me, just stuck around for a couple of weeks after. It was something that's affected me long term. It's affected my whole life. I'm a different person than I was before I had any miscarriages. I think I am quite more of a serious person now. I struggle to see like the silliness. Like, I struggle to put my guard down. Like, I'm always quite uptight and serious, and it makes me a bit upset because I never used to be that person. I was always quite, you know, just laid back and silly and goofy, but now I struggle with that. I really do. Like, my partner's like the opposite of me. Like, I'm the serious one, and maybe it's because I've got Penny as well, but it was harder to make me laugh, or I was just more serious about life, and life is too if you heard that, that's Penny yawning in the next room. That's one of the negative things that came out of losing my babies, because I don't know, I want to enjoy life. I don't want the fact that I've lost those children to bring me down for the rest of my life. Like, I love them and I miss them, and I wish that it didn't happen, but they wouldn't want me to be so uptight and serious, and, you know, they'd want their mum to be happy. And while I am, like, I still feel this like need to put a guard up, be serious, be thankful, and if I'm not this person that I am now, this uptight, serious person that takes life seriously, then I feel like I'm doing something wrong. There's a lot of things, there's so many things that people don't tell you about miscarriage, and this is just the few things that I've got at the top of my head, but I could write a list like no tomorrow. I might even write a blog post about it, to be honest, because there's just so much. Like, my brain feels scattered because I'm thinking, yeah, no one told me about that, no one told me about this, but it would go on, this video would be so long. But I will link my Facebook page below in the description box, because if I'm going to write a blog post, I will link it all over my Facebook, so you'll definitely see it come up there. Yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye!